warm welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Maria and I am the owner and founder of the New Mommy Company based here in Oakville, Ontario. And today marks the start of a series of videos that we are going to be doing with homeopath Aya Ibrahim. Aya, a very warm welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Maria, with you today. It's always a pleasure to be with you, whether as a pregnant mom in the few years ago or at the homeopath. I love all the different activities and the initiatives you start for mommies and their little ones.
Oh, thank you so much, Aya. And I'm so glad that we got to meet while you were here with us for your prenatal yoga. It was such a pleasure to get to know you. And of course, your little one is not a tiny little one anymore. They grow up so quickly.
Yes, he's almost 2 now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How time flies.
Yes. He's an October baby. So yeah.
Just like me.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. So today we're going to be talking about homeopathy, which I think is going to be really helpful for a lot of parents out there who maybe don't know an awful lot about homeopathy, or who are maybe thinking that it's maybe not something that they can look at during pregnancy or into postpartum. So today we're going to focus on talking about what is homeopathy and what are the traditional, most common used remedies, particularly for pregnancy and for labor. And then when we talk on our next video, we'll dive very deep into the postpartum side of things, because I know that that's a very big topic all on its own. So for today, let's start by having you introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you.
Yeah, so my name is Aya Ibrahim. I'm a registered classical homeopath. I graduated from Ontario College of Homeopathic Medicine, and I've been practicing now for almost 5 years. Every day, it's a different day with homeopathy. Like, you meet different people, you meet different cases, you prescribe different remedies to each and every one. You hear different results, whether quick ones, whether slower ones. So my specialty definitely is women and children health, a very wide scope, whether pregnancy, whether infancy, development, autoimmune diseases, digestive irregularities, hormone imbalances. So anything that is related to women and children health, I can tremendously help with that. And it's a domino effect. You need to have a healthy mother so that she can have a healthy kids. It's a dynamic relationship in the family. If someone is feeling ill, everyone gets affected. And it's beautiful when you see that one person in the family, sometimes it starts with kids actually. So I have a kid who comes to me as initial patient, and then the mother comes after that to figure out her own stuff. So that's what I usually do. And that's very briefly what I do. Prescribing remedies to kids and mothers.
And I know that it's a really big passion of yours.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, when I was introduced to homeopathy, when it worked with my daughter, like, I didn't know homeopathy. And I like the way you started this conversation, Maria. You said we don't know. We just don't know that there are many different alternatives that we can actually use. So when I didn't know about homeopathy, when it worked like magic with my daughter, it was like a paradigm shift, even till today, for my perception about life, for how I look at things, how I react to different situations. Whenever I feel like I've gotten into the rapid pace of life, it helps me to step back, to think, to reflect, all of that. So yes, that's how homeopathy can actually affect you, just not remedies, but even lifestyle.
Absolutely. So I guess my first question then is to let everybody know, what is homeopathy for someone who has maybe heard the term but doesn't understand it, or maybe has never heard of it? What does it actually mean? What do you do as a homeopath? What is homeopathy?
Yes. So in a very simplistic way, homeopathy is one of the alternative holistic medicine modalities. It's very similar to naturopathology, acupuncture, Chinese medicine, holistic nutrition. It's one of the holistic modalities that can help you to restore your own center or balance. It definitely focuses on the whole of you. It focuses on your mental, emotional, and physical state. It believes that there is always much more than the symptom that you are having, or there is much more than the disease that you are suffering from. And it highly believes that we are interconnected, we are interrelated. How we feel affects how we actually behave, how we think affects how we feel. And then the earlier you can have a preventative life, or the early you can use homeopathy in your life, the better, because you avoid the chronic state that sometimes we end up having, and we feel like it took us too long to realize that we need to give some attention to our health. So the main difference between homeopathy and those other modalities, because that's a question that I often get, is what do you give? What do you prescribe? So we give it remedies, medicinal substance extracted from minerals, from plants, from animals, where they have this energetic aspect and a physical affinity. So the remedy, when I prescribe a remedy to you, it helps you on your symptoms, on your physical health, and energetically on your mood and how you feel. Definitely, it's a little bit hard for people to understand that, but when they experiencing it, they truly believe in it. And again, you can start using homeopathy on a somatic level, just for something acute like cold and flu, just for a situation like labor or pregnancy. That's, we call it somatic prescribing. You just give a medicinal substance that helps you on a physical level. And then the deeper you get, or the chronic state it's more, the more we talk about this energetic aspect of every remedy. So briefly, we prescribe a remedy, very gentle, very safe, made from all natural product. There are even now remedies that are lactose free, or
Ah,
vegan remedies. They are made from that. The pellets are very free of any type of allergens, where you can take, it's made of mineral or plant or animal, and they help you for your physical symptoms as well, deeper level.
wonderful. Well, I'm sold, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So when it comes to having to choose what's the best route for you, I mean, we're not saying that, you know, conventional medicine is bad or wrong or anything like that. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that this is a complementary therapy. So this is something that you can do in addition to it. But what would be the benefit to you, you know, as a non-pregnant person or a pregnant person, or, you know, a parent of a young child? What is the benefit to you of going down the homeopathy route? So if we were having headaches, for example, so instead of taking, you know, the typical over-the-counter remedies that we would normally go to the pharmacy for, and I'm just using that as an example, you can feel free to choose another example that might be better. What's the benefit to us of using homeopathy?
Yeah, I usually use the same word used, complementary, so that no one understand that we're trying to substitute something. And that's the point of beauty of homeopathy, Maria, the individualization point. Each one, building on your example of headache, each one of us gets a different headache in a different location in your head, with different type of pain. And what could make you feel better could make me feel worse, or what could make me feel worse lets another one feels better. So the benefits of homeopathy, other than it's very, very gentle, very safe, their side effects are minimal. You need to finish a whole tube of a remedy so that you can start having some side effects. Other than those three main benefits, it's the individualization. The homeopath prescribes a remedy that fits the picture of your headaches. It prescribes a remedy that fits your pain. And that's why people started use homeopathy. And even for now, there are diseases that the conventional medicine can't provide solution for. The joints pain, the headaches, some hormonal imbalances, a lot of autoimmune disease. They admit, they say, all what we can give you is painkillers, or what we can tell you is to change your lifestyle, do some exercise, change in your diet, food. But there isn't a chemical medicine that can actually help your disease or your state. So that's why in that spot, homeopathy can fill actually. And of course, for kids, the earlier you start, the stronger their autoimmune. You just prevent them from the side effects of any medicine, like worldwide. So they are more in tune with themselves. Their body learns to communicate and to fight all the different viruses and bacteria they are exposed to. So that's mainly the main benefit that I found and I can see with my patients with homeopathy.
Excellent. Well, that's so interesting. I thank you for answering that so wonderfully. So I know that this is something that you briefly touched on, was the safety and the efficacy, but again, I feel like our viewers are going to have to want the answer to this question, which is, when you're pregnant, there are so many things that are off the cards. Every package of everything from cheese to Tylenol says, don't take while you're pregnant, or don't take if you're breastfeeding. So is homeopathy safe for people who are pregnant and breastfeeding? I think that's a very important topic for us to discuss.
My answer, please, in bold, is yes, with a homeopathic practitioner,
right.
Not self-prescribing, because you can't just self-prescribe. It is safe to take them with a professional specialist who can take your symptoms, who can assess the situation and prescribe or propose a remedy for any pregnant women.
Okay.
But I pregnancy remedies during my pregnancy, during labor itself, post labor. So it's safe to take them with definitely professional supervision.
And the same applies to breastfeeding, because I know that we worry about certain aspects traveling through the milk and getting to the baby. So does the same apply? Don't self-diagnose if breastfeeding.
Yes, exactly. It is safe to take them. Sometimes, actually, when we get infants who have some symptoms, we tell the mother to take the remedy so that the baby can take it through breastfeeding. So yes, it is safe to take the remedy during breastfeeding under or with a professional homeopath practitioner.
Okay. So the message is, yes, it's safe, but you are ideally not going to self-medicate or self-diagnose, and that you should use a professional homeopath to make sure that you're doing the right thing. Okay. So if someone was interested in, sort of general remedies, is there traditional regular remedies that people will use throughout pregnancy, thinking about the typical things that people will encounter in pregnancy? So early in pregnancy, we tend to have a lot of nausea, morning sickness, or maybe all day sickness, depending on how the hormones are going. Is that something that you would treat on a regular basis? Is that something?
Yes. So exactly, there are different symptoms that we can having during pregnancy. I can suggest different remedies today, because again, each one will be having different symptoms of nausea. And there are now good online sources actually who can suggest what remedy to take. But again, I would always stress that take it with professional homeopaths. The one thing that they can take very safely without it's like over-the-counter prenatal vitamin, homeopathic vitamins are called cell salts.
Okay.
So cell salts, there's a protocol. I don't know if we can share that a little bit.
We can, yes, we can share that in the show notes down below. That's not a problem.
Yeah. So it tells each month which type of tissue salts you can take. And again, you change them every month, because every month the baby develops different organs or different functions. So you give the minerals that the baby needs in this month. And that's why, yeah, so they alternate. You take tissue salt called calcarea fluor throughout the 9 months. And why is that? Because it's bone building for the mother and the baby. And then you alternate. Sometimes use a few months you take ferrum phos, which is responsible to get the oxen to the baby. You take natmir to manage the water retention and the water ratio in the amniotic acid and water in the placenta. Sometimes you take silica for the development of skin and hair and nails. So I can give you the exact protocol and you post that. It's very safe. It's over the counter. Any pregnant woman can start that in addition to her prenatal vitamin. And for nausea and vomit, there are different remedies like Nux vomica. Nux vomica, if the reason of nausea and vomit is related to smell, this when the morning or when they start to cook, once they are very, very sensitive to smell, Nux vomica is a good remedy. There is another remedy called Cocculus indicus, and it's related if she gets a little bit more nausea with dizziness and this feeling of she's very tired, she can't sleep well at night, she can wake up at night with the least movement, she can get some nausea and dizziness. There is another remedy called Chelidonium, the famous female remedy called Sepia. So those remedies, they can be used, but again, the challenge with homeopathy is you need to have symptoms to prescribe a specific remedy for that. Something they can use, again, like tissue salts, very safe calendula cream, especially with the second or third stage, when sometimes mothers get skin irritation, the belly is stretching, the skin is scratching, they can apply calendula cream. It's very safe to apply it. It smoothes the irritation and the itchiness of the skin. So that's another product that you can use during pregnancy. A very good remedy that you can use for breech babies. Sometimes they ask if you have a breech baby. Yes, homeopathy can help turn your baby's head down. And actually what happened was one of my patients in October, she had a breech baby and she took pulsatilla daily 3 times for 7 days, and the baby's head turned down, and she was very happy and I was very happy. In addition, of course, to breech exercises and yoga exercises, so we do physical exercise plus remedy, and the baby's head turned down, which it like shows how the beauty of homeopathy.
Oh, that's wonderful, and I'm sure she was absolutely thrilled.
Yes.
As were you.
Yes. So if you have anything else for pregnancy, you can ask me. Those are the 4 things I thought about: the skin itchiness, the tissue salts, the nausea, and the breech baby during pregnancy.
Okay. And then in terms of labor, are there typical remedies that you would suggest for various parts of labor?
Yes, I can suggest remedies for different pictures of labors. So for example, sometimes mothers get in that state of shock. Oh my God, is it now? Oh, I'm not ready. No, I can't push. If you see a mother who's really anxious, genuinely, she's not acting or anything, she's genuinely afraid and anxious and like in a state of shock that she can't do that, a very good remedy that we can suggest is aconite.
Okay.
On the other spectrum, a chamomilla remedy can be given to the labor type we see in movies, when the lady is shouting and screaming and in a huge pain, and she's angry at everyone and doesn't want anyone to touch her. You know, this exaggerated picture that we sometimes see in the movie, with pain everywhere. That's also, sometimes it is true that mothers can get into that state where they really feel angry and hot and sweaty, and that in that case chamomilla can really help them a little bit to calm down, to absorb that anger, to focus on the labor itself, and and help them have a productive labor. Two other pictures that most people feel during labor, more of general picture, is when a mother has irregular contractions or
Yes.
unproductive contractions. Exactly, when her labor is not going smoothly. There is this remedy called colofalium. The mother is very exhausted during labor because the contractions are not going at the right pace. She gets very cold and she trembles, so she feels she's so weak to push and deliver the baby. There is moving pain everywhere in her body during labor, and there is this main symptom of irregularities of contraction. Colofalium can help this type of labor, can regulate the contraction, can let her have productive labor. Another remedy is when a mother is caught simisifuga. And those four remedies are plant remedies, just to share like the source of the remedies. Those four remedies are plant. It's called simisifuga. It's also when there is unproductive labor and the mother starts to feel gloomy and tired and stuck. Why this baby is not coming out? I can't do it anymore. I'm losing hope. And you can see that sometimes when the labor is long hours, the mother's in the middle, she feels if the baby's not coming out and she's not normal and she can't push. It's that state where she starts to feel sad and not depressed but low. She starts to feel low and sad and gloomy. So again, simisifuga can help the uterus to contract, to have the productive contractions, productive labor, and helps the body to push the baby out. So those are like four main remedies. There are many other remedies, but let's focus on those four.
Wonderful. Wow, that's such a huge amount of information. But again, I'm sure that you would stress that it is important to discuss with a homeopath which of those remedies is right for you at that moment in time.
Exactly, please. And especially during labor. Like, honestly, it's very hard for a new mom to start homeopathy during labor. Usually it's mother who has been using homeopathy for a while or with their kids and they feel ready to use that during labor. So it needs education, especially during labor. It needs education. It needs the homeopath involvement during labor. So yes.
Very important to get that information.
Yeah, and mothers who use them, it makes labor easier. That's for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wow, that has been such an influx of information for me. I'm really excited and glad that we've had this conversation, Aya, and I look forward to our next conversation. If anyone is looking to find out more about working with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Yes, of course. They can get in touch through my Instagram page. It's called Is Homeopathy, or they can get in touch with the Oakville Massage and Wellness Clinic. That's a clinic where I practice. I offer 30 minutes free consultation for people just to call to explore what's homeopathy, if homeopathy can help my state, and usually those calls help a lot of patients to decide or know more. So Aya Homeopathy is my Instagram page, or the clinic website, Oakville Massage and Wellness Clinic.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today, Aya. It has been a privilege, as always, to chat to you.
Thank you. Same for me, Maria. I always enjoy any type of conversation with you.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. I hope that you've enjoyed our chat today. And for anyone who is interested in learning more about homeopathy, please do get in touch with Aya. And I know that she will be more than happy to chat with you and take wonderful care of you. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. And we would love to know, have you tried homeopathy? Was it something that you were aware of before? Is it something that you would like to learn more about? We'd love to know your thoughts. So please do comment down below, and we will have information in the show notes about the topics that Aya has asked us to share with you. So that will be there, so you can go check that out. And if you have been enjoying our videos, then do hit that subscribe button. We love to have you along for the journey, and it is your subscriptions and your feedback that keeps us going with all of the videos that we bring you each and every Thursday. So from Aya and from me, for now, it's goodbye, and we'll be back soon with our next video on postpartum. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.